Welcome to this week's edition of the Money Downs Week 12. The Ravens end up being able to convert relatively well on third down offensively, going 8 of 14, while holding the Jaguars to only 3 conversions defensively. They struggled in the red zone. It felt like the Ravens really don't try to attack zone as much as they could, as opposed to trying to just find soft spots in it consistently and find a window for guys like Mark Andrews, or really just only Mark Andrews. So without further ado, let's take a look at how the Ravens performed offensively. 2 here on the Ravens opening drive, and we're going to see them run one of their staple concepts. They are going to run a GT jet bash, which is going to be the guard tackle GT pull. Lamar Jackson has the option to keep and go ride those pullers, or Devin Duvernay is going to come across in the jet motion, and he can hand the football off bash, meaning back away. Devin Duvernay the back in this play. Justice Hill going to go lead block, tries to get a 2-for-1. Can't quite get it, but does enough to make sure that the Ravens can convert a first down. Devin Duvernay takes the ball. Hill attacks the outside shoulder. 23 does a nice job undercutting. Able to go trip Duvernay up a touch. So again, we're going to see the pullers. Trayvon Walker is the read or force player here, number 44. And we're going to see him stay with Lamar Jackson and not chase the back. So that means there's a 2-on-1 essentially. Hill and Duvernay against one defender. Jackson hands the football off. The Ravens convert, nearly get an explosive gain here on their first third down of the game. And really, this could have been not an option necessarily. It could have just been more of a sweep play for Duvernay where there's never going to be that option. 3rd down and 4 here for the Ravens just outside the red zone. They're going to convert this one. We're going to see really a 2-man read. Mark Andrews going to run this kind of shallow crosser. Demarcus Robinson has this clear 101 against the middle of the field coverage, that safety over top. So he's going to go sit down inside around the 20-yard line, and a great job by this corner here of playing that inside, taking it away, and an even better job of Lamar Jackson and Demarcus Robinson being on the same page, reading it the same way. So we see the corner turn inside. So, as we saw in Ravens Wired last week, when the corner breaks inside, where do you want it to go? Where does Lamar Jackson want to throw the ball? Outside. So Jackson drifts to space, no one over there, and Jackson floats the ball right over top safely into the open area to convert on 3rd down. Nice high-level NFL read from Robinson coming out of the hitch in unison with Lamar Jackson. The DB comes inside. Where do you go? Not inside. You break back outside, working quickly and fluidly to keep the play alive. First down Ravens. Here we can take a quick look at the reverse angle. Sends the back out. 6-man protection up front. Pat Ricard does get beat, but it's too late. Gives Jackson just enough time there. And you'd like to see Ricard try to, if he's going to lose, you want to lose outside, not inside there. Not giving up the shortest distance to the quarterback. But again, Jackson, nice base there. Look at the way he was able to reset his feet right here, get wide, and then throw tall, bringing his hips through, floats that beautifully over top. Nice play from Lamar Jackson. 3rd and 10 here down in the red area, the Ravens' first red zone trip of the day. They end up going 2 for 5 in this one. A lot of what they did was really ask the Jaguars to make mistakes in zone coverage, which they didn't do. There's a delay of game that felt like it was definitely on Greg Roman in this one and forces the Ravens into a 2nd and 15. They try to just gain a couple yards back instead of trying to attack towards the end zone on 2nd and 15. They get 5 yards back. Here we see them again trying to just kind of make the Jaguars make mistakes. To me, this was really ever going to go to Duvernay or Andrews, who are just working through zone, trying to create a window, and the Jaguars do a nice job of passing off. We see Demarcus Robinson locked in here, and might have liked to see Jackson try and take that chance, but go back shoulder, let Robinson make a play. There's a little bit of pressure, but it ends up getting stifled, and Jackson rolls away from it. Would have liked to see Mark Andrews maybe continue to work the back line. Instead, he turns away from it, hoping that Lamar Jackson can make some sort of crazy play. But the only other option here late as they're working back would have been Robinson turning back here. If he would have worked towards the pylon and shielded himself, maybe there's a shot. Jackson wisely just throws the football away and settles for a field goal. So that ends up allowing the Jaguars to get the stop. Here we see a four-man rush. Zeitler ends up being one-on-one here. Center ends up helping to the left side, sliding to the left. And we see the club and then the rip move from 91. Zeitler does a good job working that into a mess and preventing that from turning into something drastic. So Jackson moves away from the pressure and, again, just throws the ball away. 0 for 1 in the red zone for the Ravens. 3rd and 1 here for the Ravens as they're driving right outside the end zone, which was their torture chamber for the remainder of the first half here. But creative play call. We see Tyler Huntley here start to go in motion. The Ravens offensive line has super tight splits, which would appear that there's a sneak coming or some sort of creative play to Huntley. So the Jaguars end up squeezing and pinching, and we see Gus Edwards offset here, which would make you think if there is an option that he's going to go try and lead, something with Tyler Huntley out here, some sort of trick play. The Jaguars front pinches in, which allows easy down blocks for Gus Edwards on the handoff. So a really simple way of letting the Jags kind of block themselves almost here. So again, easier to see here. Look at those tight splits, which will indicate something coming inside. They get 2 defenders in the A-gap. 48 tells 91 to squeeze down, which kind of ruins this play in effect as Huntley's coming in motion. And we see Moses and Ricard. Moses able to just down block there and tackle. And Ricard does a nice job keeping that inside leverage. Edwards secures the ball and goes and picks up an easy first down. 3rd and 4 here in the red zone for the Ravens on the 12-yard line. This time they go with a pretty tight formation in terms of alignment. We have Duvernay running a spot. Kenyon Drake going to leak out into the flat. Again, trying to force defenders with really all of these routes to pass off successfully and attack windows when there are windows. Mark Andrews going to run the cross. A little bit more inside than that, actually. And then Demarcus Robinson going to go attack the back line. And Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of pressure from Josh Allen. He navigates that. Josh Allen goes inside after the long arm, allows Jackson to bubble out. And he sees this window for Demarcus Robinson in the back of the end zone. He sees this area right here coming open. You know this defender is occupied with Mark Andrews. And he just tries to fire it into that window across the back line. And it was a really impressive throw, rolling out. Ball dies a little bit, and Robinson tries to dive into it and can't quite make a play. And again, just need somebody in the pass game to make a play. People are angry the Ravens don't have a number 1 receiver. But even if this isn't your number 1 receiver, just guys can make plays, and they just didn't make them. Mark Andrews drops a touchdown later. Robinson lets this one get into his face, tries to dive. It's low instead of kind of just running through it and toe tapping. Tries to get low and secure the ball and kind of just loses the ability to position his hands there. Makes his face get into this football here. And his hands are wide. He's diving. He's extended and can't make a play. So the theory of the play, hey, we're going to go quick on the right, have guys work through zone on the left. Jackson rolls out, finds that window, flicks that ball in there. It's a little tiny bit low, but still a really good throw. Just can't make a play. 3rd and 1 here, and we're going to see the Ravens run a little speed option variation on a tight alignment. The Jaguars line up completely inside of Nick Boyle from the heavy personnel here, and we're going to see Josh Allen just get tackled inside by Nick Boyle there. Lamar Jackson follows Pat Ricard, ends up converting here. The motion, able to kind of see, okay, inside concept. Pat Ricard sits down in it like they might be pushing him, and Lamar Jackson just follows him upfield for a nice little gain on 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 here, and we're going to see the Ravens run a little veer concept. Devin Duvernay is going to come in motion, set, and then come back for the veer, and gets about as close as you can get to the first down marker. Lamar Jackson's just going to shoot upfield. Pat Ricard and Morgan Moses try to combo 95 right here. Pat Ricard gets a little too high. When Morgan Moses works to the second level, that's right where Lamar Jackson's trying to attempt to get through, shoot that gap, and 95 able to get a little bit under, rip through Pat Ricard, and Lamar Jackson just puts his head down and can't get to the 51-yard line. He gets about to the 50.5-yard line. Just a little bit short. I'm not sure if Devin Duvernay was ever really going to be able to get this handoff here. I think that him running laterally with what they had over there definitely could have worked to go get 2 yards. Not sure if they were ever actually going to hand the ball to Duvernay or not. Then we get to 4th and 1 here, And I just don't understand. You have Pat Ricard back there. Lamar Jackson goes laterally. Everyone's shooting gaps. Ricard and Oliver essentially run into each other, which we'll see. You need an arm's length. What I see here is this linebacker is not in the gap close enough to really make a play to keep you from getting an arm's length. You've got a hat on a hat, and then these two. You should be shooting here or shooting here and trying to just burrow right through. Instead, they work laterally. Ricard and Oliver bump in. 23 is able to get through Josh Oliver, and Lamar Jackson just never works upfield. Why are you going laterally like that? Just burrow your head right through here. Burrow your head and stick the ball out right through here. You've got numbers on both sides. It's a simple concept, a quarterback sneak. And I just don't know why there's the hesitancy. Lamar Jackson is 10 of 14 sneaking the ball in his career. All 10 times he's gotten it, or excuse me, all 4 times he has not gotten the sneak have been because he didn't go through the A-gap. Every time he goes through the A-gap, he gets it. I think he's 9 for 9 in his career going through the A-gap. Instead, trying to go through the B-gap, through the C-gap, and a DB sticks his nose in there. What are players trying to do? Stick their nose in, and he gets right through. If you're going to go outside, run outside. Sprint outside. Instead, goes lateral, doesn't get it. I just don't understand. It's extremely frustrating. You give the Jaguars the ball at midfield because you won't just push a quarterback sneak forward. Very perplexing. 10 here, and the Ravens are going to fight the play clock. Number 1, you see Lamar clapping, and they're going to run 3-man mesh through here. We see Josh Allen come free. Lamar Jackson boots, Arden Key stunts free, and Lamar Jackson just takes off the sideline on 3rd and 10. Now we can see what Jackson sees. Decently tight splits there. And a super wide loop. Allen crashes in. Moses goes with it. Key comes free, and Jackson already was moving. Able to glide through. 2 does a good job cutting off DeMarcus Robinson, but can't go get Lamar Jackson. Moves the chains on 3rd and 10. 3rd and 8 here. We see Josh Oliver on the short in motion, and we're going to end up seeing the Jags in this match man cover 1 concept, and we're going to see a little return route for Prochet. We're going to see Josh Oliver running over, and we're just going to see a speed out to the sticks, and Deshaun Jackson threatens vertically with speed. Lamar Jackson with a nice ball. Robinson runs a little whip up there. Ultimately able to see Jackson fire this ball right as Deshaun Jackson's breaking, and tucks this one in on the sideline, puts it where only he can get it, right in his breadbasket. We can watch it in full speed here one time. Sharp to the sideline, away from the defender. We can see Jackson's footwork here. Jags trying to use a little bit of a 3-man rush and drop more defenders in coverage. But Jackson knows exactly where he's going pre-snap based on leverage. Fires that one to the sideline. 1st down Ravens. Converted 2 3rd and longs on this drive. 3rd and 10 here for the Ravens. And just a weird play and kind of lazy all around from receivers, from everyone around. Pat Ricard being in the game, sure, I get it. Especially with likely out. Ideally, you want him to chip and go to the flat. He doesn't even chip, though, which is the weird part, and force this to be inside to give Lamar Jackson time. So we get the flat slant combo. Here we get hitch, a little bit of a seam, and then another hitch. And Jackson's reading over here. You've kind of got this 2-on-2 more or less. Jags are in zone. They've got the split safety. You can read it immediately that they're reading the quarterback. And I'm just not sure why Jackson doesn't even try to move either of these defenders with his eyes. Look over here. You move your eyes around a little bit. Is the play great? Not at freaking all. It is stupid on 3rd down. But why not, number 1, have Ricard chip? Number 2, why not move your eyes around a little bit? Kind of just looks over to the flat, looks there, got some time in the pocket, and then flings it. I guess he just didn't want to take a sack and is happy to let Justin Tucker go get 3 points there, which he does. But why are we not trying to move something out of this window and fire a ball right here? you can fit a ball right there. I mean, this safety is inside. This safety is so deep he can't make a play. He was have to run over. If you put this over here, you can float a little bit or just try and stick one, a bullet, get the ball out right there. Sure, so don't really love that rep overall. Don't love the design too much. Ravens kick a field goal. 3rd and 2 here, and the Ravens are just going to run a simple power down in the red zone. To convert, Gus Edwards is going to follow Ben Powers and just take his inside hip, go get 3 when you needed 2. Gus Edwards, arguably the best short yardage back in the NFL since he entered the league, and able to just follow Ben Powers here on the pull. Pat Ricard gets blown up. Didn't have a great day at all for Pat Ricard in the blocking game, but converts nonetheless. First down in the red zone. 3rd and 5 here on the goal line, and we're going to see the Ravens motion Deshaun Jackson across. You don't see any defender go with him. So what we end up seeing here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Jags sitting in zone around the goal line, trying to really flood the middle of the field. Ravens didn't extend the field all the way, maybe give Lamar Jackson a little bit of room. You have 1 safety here and a 4-man rush. Ravens are going to run a little slant. James Prochet going to run the in. What Lamar Jackson's looking for and what this play really is, hey, Mark Andrews, go sit down, go find a soft spot, and I'll try and fire you the ball. And then Deshaun Jackson's going to break. To me, when you see all these defenders here, what part of the field are they not protecting? The flat, especially over here. Justice Hill, you have 3 on 2 really. This linebacker or one of these DBs is going to have to come up and make a play on Justice Hill, and it would end up probably being over here. Justice Hill runs to the flat here. When you see everybody lined up here, you have to attack where the defense isn't. I would like to see something along the lines of mesh more so, and really 3-man mesh, and have this receiver, run this fade over here, something of the sort, or have this receiver. I don't even know. I don't care what he does really. You can run a return right there and go occupy and then work back, something along those lines. And have Justice Hill go out, have Justice Hill run a Texas, something like that. Instead, again, we're going to see, hey, go beat zone. And to me, as soon as you see post-snap, you see this look, how many defenders are on these 2 receivers? You've really got 5 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless you end up going there, which Mark Andrews is going to sit down, still really it's going to be tough. Go let Justice Hill make a play. And you can say, hey, DeMarcus Robinson on the left side of the screen. That's not where Lamar's looking either way. If you're making that right field read, you have to have numbers pre-snap. And even if he does, Olakon, who had a really good game, he visions right there. You see that little peak? He knows DeMarcus Robinson's over there anyway. So to me, this is really 3 guys you're reading. Deshaun Jackson takes a really long time. Just fire the ball over there or go take off, man. The concept's not impressive. It's basic in this sense. And just let Justice Hill go make a play. Like, there's no defenders over there. We can see what Lamar sees, where his eyes go. He wants to look over here for a second, try to hold someone so he can go throw a window to Mark Andrews. All the time, that's what they always want to do. Throw to Mark Andrews, throw to Mark Andrews, throw to Mark Andrews. And you don't need to. Like, do you have the cats? Necessarily, no. But do you need to always use Mark Andrews as a decoy at times instead of trying to force the ball there? He's visioning there. Jackson's going to take while he wants to go, hey, I'm going to go fire it in there and let Andrews make a play. We see it too many times. So, again, go run mesh. Or, in this exact instance, if you're not going to, fire the ball to the flat. You know you've got Justice Hill going out. It's part of it. He's a fast, shifty dude. Let him make a play one-on-one with this DB. Maybe he gets in, maybe he doesn't. But defenses are just crowding the middle of the field, and the Jaguars did a great job doing it. They're just crowding the middle of the field. Hey, attack us in the flat. The Ravens don't do it. 3rd and long here, and we see Robinson isolated up here. He's going to run this dig. We're going to see a split safety look. Could have hit that one. We're going to see Andrews trail this corner. And Duvernay, for some reason, decides to run a Poco. And Lamar Jackson is expecting him to run deep post. Might have been a touchdown, honestly, if Duvernay just continued on. Lamar Jackson gets some decent protection here. Jags bring 4. The look you get after the snap. A little bit of a bailout. And again, Robinson at the top of the screen, he's going to clear. And I don't know what causes Devin Duvernay to deviate back. If he just takes off with that post, might end up getting there. It's definitely where Lamar Jackson thought he was going to go. Does not go there. Fourth quarter, 12-10 ball game. Ravens driving down on the 3-yard line. We see them run another veer. Lamar Jackson going to keep this one. Devin Duvernay goes in motion. And we're going to see Ben Powers pull. Lamar Jackson's going to keep this one and get upfield. Really nice job clearing out. Ruled just short of being a touchdown here, and we can watch Jackson follow his blocks and set it up. So the unblocked defender backside. Ben Powers pulls. And it's just one-on-one Lamar Jackson and number 5. Tries to go right through him. Cavalry comes a little bit. And Jackson ends up getting ruled just shy. So we can watch it in full speed here. First down. Ravens end up scoring a touchdown because of it. For the final play of the Money Downs offensive edition, Ravens run their 2-point conversion play. Going to do a little shovel pass to Mark Andrews, and he's going to bully his way into the end zone. We see James Prochet come in motion. These receivers do a good job selling that there is a pass action here. We're going to see Mark Andrews follow Ben Powers. You can see Ben Powers is behind the center quite a bit. He's going to pull out. Everybody else is going to down block. Good job by Morgan Moses sealing everything here. And then Mark Andrews is going to ride with Ben Powers into the end zone. And just so much of Ben Powers leading. Really a great effort defensively by the Jaguars, even at the goal line, to try and keep him out. But Andrews bullies his way on in. Josh Allen makes a nice little play there, trying to keep him out. But you can just see easy, high percentage play. The Ravens have run a few of these this year and take a touchdown lead. Sadly, was not enough as the Ravens defense can't keep the Jaguars from scoring with 1 minute and 51 seconds left from 3rd and 21 at their own 14. But offense gets it done in crunch time, gets the Ravens defense a 7-point lead, hoping to get out of their winners.